Hey, it's Adam, welcome to Weekly Game Night channel. Today we'll be discussing Revenant, the newest game from Mind Clash Games, which you can find on Kickstarter. Link to the campaign is in the description of this video as usual. And in this video, I will walk you through the game itself, explain the rules, and share my impressions after playing it. The entire review is based on a prototype provided by Mind Clash Games, and I hope I've made a good use of it. So don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and if you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe to Weekly Game Night channel. That's it for the intro, buckle up, and let's get it started. Admiral's Log entry 225. This is Revenant, the spiritual successor to Voidfall and a standalone worker placement tableau building game from Mind Clash Games. Designed by Alan Kirkeby with visuals from Ian O'Toole, Revenant accommodates 1 to 4 commanders in a battle for survival. In this post-apocalyptic universe, you will navigate humanity's last stand, the starship Revenant. Following the cataclysm known as Voidfall, the admirals of the fallen Novarcon Empire retrofitted this former flagship to safeguard the Empire's priceless databanks, the last hope for humanity. Now, accompanied by ships from the Empire's vassal houses, you must escort this fleet to safety while managing your influence with the great houses. But with resources dwindling and alliances in jeopardy, who can you trust? Over 4 intense rounds, you will upgrade your frigate, build your tableau, and empower your cadets, aka workers. Your strategic decisions will determine the efficiency of your actions as you strengthen your foothold in the galaxy. The stronger the power of the house you align with, and the deeper your political affiliations, the more likely you are to seize victory. Influence is everything, and only the most formidable commander will rise above the rest. This is Revenant. Will you lead us to salvation or leave us to the void? Okay, now that you know what this game is all about, let me show you how to play the game. The entire game can be divided into 3 key areas. The board split into sectors where you will find ships belonging to the 7 great houses with Revenant at the forefront, the player tableaus, and the influence and power tracks tied to these houses. During the game, the power of the houses will shift based on the number of their ships on the board. This is also our main source of victory points. The game is played over 4 rounds, each divided into 5 phases. During these phases, we're gonna upgrade our cadets, aka workers, send them to house ships to perform various actions, and next, depending on the situation, we're gonna defend the ships or houses that we are allied with. We start with Dishonor phase. If a hyperspace jump has been activated, the whole board is wiped clean except for house ships, and new enemy forces are placed according to Dishonor card. If there is no hyperspace jump, nothing changes except for the rift zones where new Voidborn ships spawn. Players also draw upgrade cards. In the main action phase, players send 3 of their workers to the house ships and perform main action and the bonus action. These main actions might be gathering resources, upgrading your captain, removing corruption tokens, removing Voidborn ships, move or fight Voidborn. The Revenant over here has 2 action slots, making it the only ship able to perform a hyperspace jump or bolster the strength of a house fleet. Importantly, sending workers to house ship increases your affiliation with that house, which means more points at the end of the game. But that's not the only way to boost your affiliation. During the game, players will receive hidden influence cards, and they will affect their final standing on the house tracks. But back to the ships, each player has their own frigate, which can execute impressive actions. When upgraded, it becomes a powerhouse ship. Key to the game is not only protecting the houses you are allied with, but also building out your tableau. After main action, each player has access to one of the 5 bonus actions available. The most significant being playing upgrade cards and triggering additional actions based on these upgrades. Each card has a cost and either upgrades a worker, giving them new abilities, upgrades a ship, or grants a one-time bonus. After players have taken their actions, it's time to retrieve the workers from the board and it's time for the enemy to operate. Each Voidborn attacks ships in their sector and if there are none, they fire at Revenant. If the Revenant takes 6 hits, bad things happen for all the players. And as ships are destroyed, the number of available actions for your cadets decreases. After 4 full rounds, it's time to count up those victory points, which primarily comes from power of the houses multiplied by your affiliation with them, your secret objective cards, and cards played to your tableu. And that's it! Now that you know how to play a game, let me share some thoughts after playing this game a couple of times. And now, my dear friends, it's time to review Revenant. First and foremost, Revenant is a great game that throws us into a burning world and challenges us to find our path, offering plenty of room to optimize our actions, perhaps even too much, but we'll get to that. As the spiritual successor to Voidfall, comparisons are inevitable, and I'm happy to report that Revenant is a completely different game. This isn't a Nemesis situation where you play one part and wonder if you want the other or more. That argument doesn't apply to Revenant at all. We get a quicker setup, about 10 to 15 minutes, a faster pace of play, and simpler rules, which can be explained to the newcomers without the rest of the group having to go off and watch the latest episodes of Rings of Power or whatever. A quick note, what you are seeing in the video are the visuals from Voidfall, but the final version will have its own original graphics. Ian O'Toole is on board, so I'm confident about the quality and consistency of the art style. Now, let's focus on the pros and cons with far more of the former than the latter. What I love about Revenant is that the team integrates well with the mechanics. Although I'm not entirely sure why we are sending our cadets onto the ships of noble houses or what they are doing there, you do feel the weight of a massive escape mission. You are defending the mothership, while human nature kicks in and power struggles for influence rage on, even in these dire circumstances, as usual. And speaking of influence, this is, in my opinion, the strongest part of Revenant. Through both gameplay and the board situation, you are constantly making tough decisions about which houses to align yourself with, as this will bring you a substantial number of the endgame victory points. This also forces you to seek temporary alliances with other players, as the Voidborn ships won't destroy themselves. Pity. Sometimes you'll have to cooperate, and sometimes you won't. There is also some great indirect negative interaction. While you can't attack each other directly, you can move the house fleets into danger. Is one player high on a certain house influence track? No problem. Just throw their ships into the path of a Voidborn fleet and watch them burn. Nice! Another cool mechanic is that only part of your affiliation with the houses is visible, the rest is hidden in influence cards, so it's not until the end of the game that you will see who supported who. For these reasons, I would describe this game as organized chaos, which I absolutely love. Revenant feels quite like Arcs from Leather Games, where you might have a broader plan, but you are mostly focused on optimizing your next turn, especially since your ships will get destroyed, changing your available options. Thankfully, you can rebuild them if you dedicate the right actions. Visually, it looks really good. We've got nice dual-layer shipboards, and I assume that the final player tableu will be the same. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't think plastic is absolutely necessary here, but who am I kidding? Mindclash showed a version at SN, apparently a very early prototype, and it's already looking good. There will be definitely plenty of fans of the plastic pieces. As for the gameplay, Revenant really forces you to think. There are dozen main actions, bonus actions and upgrade cards, all of which create a playground for those who love to break a mental sweat. If you play your cards right, you will experience turbo turns where one action triggers another and things just start to happen all at once, and it's awesome. But Revenant might make you think too much. This leads me to what I liked a little bit less. Each of your cadets can have up to 3 upgrade cards, there are ships upgrades and maybe 8 cards in your hand, right? For more ambitious players, this can lead to analysis paralysis. I would cut it back, fewer cards in hand, fewer cards in play. Some players might enjoy it, but we'll see if it stays in the final version of the game. One minor con, thematically I don't understand why only one ship can land on the planet. Is it so small? Also, I'm not entirely sure if the turn track is final, but I need to show this. Apparently the whole game is laid out here, but I don't know, I just don't get it and I don't know if it will make it to the final version of the game. But overall, Mind Clash has a hit on its hands. Everything in this game clicks. Mechanics, theme, gameplay, and a reasonable playtime. Is it worth diving into? I think so. I will be eagerly awaiting the final version of the game. Mind Clash Games took its previous hit, Voidfall, which we can probably call a hit, and created something new and, more importantly, something very different yet equally good. At the time of this review, I have no idea what's in the store for the Kickstarter campaign, but I expect more. More noise, more plastic, and I can't wait to see what they have prepared. I hope this review helps you decide whether Revenant is the game for you. If so, leave a like on the video. Thanks and see you next time. Bye bye!